Yo guys, what's going on? Ace is here today with another video. In today's video, I'm going to be telling you guys why you can't sell those weapons to mechanic and why you can still sell some to mechanic. In today's video, we'll be discussing the weapon durability and we'll just be going over some examples here so it can help you visualize why you can and can't do certain things when it comes to selling to traders now with the new weapon durability system that has been implemented in 12.11. So if you find today's video helpful or enjoyable in any single way, make sure you drop that like. And if you're new around here, make sure you subscribe to the channel for more Tarkov content, informational stuff, tips and tricks, money guides, all of the sort. If that sounds awesome to you, then make sure you hit that subscribe button. So on our screen here, we have a bunch of SKSs in our stash. Now, I think it's pretty obvious to you which one is going to sell to mechanic. There's definitely one in here that I would say that would sell to mechanic all day long. But what if we got rid of that outlier? So now looking at the stash, which SKS is going to sell to mechanic and which will he not buy? Which one will you be forced to sell to fence or to dismantle all the parts and sell them one by one? Well, there's not really a good way to tell just by looking at a weapon. Now you actually have to go into the weapon and actually look at its durability stats. So this weapon right here will not sell to mechanic. This SKS right here will not sell to mechanic. This SKS will not. This SKS will also not. This one, nope, not going to pass. This one, This one will sell to mechanic. This one will 100% sell to mechanic. This one will also sell to mechanic. And this one will also sell to mechanic. So what is different and what is not? Well, the main thing we are looking at is the weapon durability. So we're going to take this weapon out of here, for example, and then this one, for example. So these two SKSs, this one is a durability 100 or 99.9 out of 100. You can see the durability stat is the top stat when you are looking at your weapon inspect. And this SKS has a durability of 48.8. Not only does it lower durability, lower the accuracy of the weapon, and cause more weapon jams, it is not going to be sellable to mechanic. And for weapons that have lower durability but are above 60, you can still sell them to mechanic, but he will buy them at a reduced rate. So let me show you this in action so you know exactly what I'm talking about. This is something that you haven't really noticed too much if you haven't really been scavving or picking up scav weapons or anything like that. So down here, we have all our SKSs. Let me double check on this one. Yes, so this one is the 51. So anything above 60 on the durability will sell. So this SKS right here is at 61.4. This is our 100 durability. You can see it sells for almost 5,000 rubles more. This one is at 70 durability, and it's probably, it's missing the magazine, so it's a little bit less on the price that he's going to pay. And then we have this SKS right here at 64.3. All these are sellable, but all these other SKSs you cannot sell to mechanic. What do you do with them? Well, there's two options for you. With our other ones, you can just sell them to mechanic as normal. No harm, no foul. So what do you do with these other SKSs that are just unsellable? Well, what you got to do is one of two things. You can either sell it directly to fence and not worry about any of the other issues. So I'm going to show you two of these examples. We're going to take two of these SKSs. I want one. Let's take the chambered round out of this one, and we will have two basically identical SKSs with, you know, maybe an exception of a couple durability, a 5 difference in durability. We have two SKSs here. One of them we are going to sell to fence, and the other one we're going to sell to mechanic indirectly. We're going to do the mechanic way first because it's going to be the easiest since we will still have to go through fence eventually. What we're going to do is we're going to take off this part. We're going to be left with the body and whatever attachments are on your weapon. The SKS is an easy one because there's only one attachment. If you have a magazine or maybe you have some sort of other, you know, modded out SKS, there'll be more attachments. But in our example that we're using here today, there's only one attachment. So here is the two things you will be selling, the two sets. You have the part and the body, and then you have just the entire weapon itself that you could sell to fence. So let's head to mechanic, and let me show you how this is done. We are back at mechanic, and we are going to come down to our sell screen. We come down to our SKSs, and we are going to sell the SKS Taz wooden stock to mechanic for the maximum amount of return on our item. So now we will go to fence, and we will sell the SKS right here for 4,142 rubles. So all in all, we probably made a little over the 6,000 mark. Now, you can also just sell right defense for 6,132. But what we're going to do is I'm going to take off that Taw's wood stock, and I'm going to show you how much extra you would make from dismantling the parts on this SKS. All right, we're on mechanics sell screen. We could sell that wood stock for 2,116 rubles, and we could go to fence and sell the body, if we were doing this way, for 4,541. So that together will equal 6,657 rubles. Now let's go ahead and put these together to make the entire SKS and see what fence will give us if we don't do any part dismantling or anything like that. And he will give us 6,132 rubles. So by dismantling this SKS, we could make an extra 500 rubles. Now, for this example, it's fairly simple process. You dismantle all of them, and you're only left with 10 attachments or so. But with higher attachment weaponry, such as AKs, M4s, ADARs, stuff like that, you're going to have a lot of attachments. And if you have multiple weapons, it's going to clutter up your screen and your stash very, very quickly. So what's the most efficient way to do things? Well, both ways is efficient in their own way. To save time, you sell everything to fence, just like this. But if you don't want to do that, then you dismantle literally everything. You come down here, dismantle, dismantle, and just repeat the process. You could probably hear audio overlay. I apologize. Just turn my headset down. But you would do this every single time if you wanted the max amount of profit. And you could also, even when you are dismantling, you can still sell to mechanic the ones that are still above the durability. You won't gain any extra rubles from it, but it is that option for you. So this is the most efficient way to make the most money. To make the most rubles, this is the way to do it. If you want to save time and not have to deal with high attachment weapons such as an AK, then you're better off just selling them to fence unless you really want to scrap for the extra 500, 1,000, 2,000 rubles you might make. There's a lot of different ways to go about it. Whatever your preference is what you should stick to. But I wanted to let you guys know the difference between the durabilities, really, and what you can and can't sell. It's very simple once you understand it. Anything above 60 durability will sell to mechanic. Anything under will sell to fence. If you guys enjoyed this video or you found it informational and helpful, make sure you drop a like on it. Subscribe to the channel for more tips, tricks, money guides, and anything of the sort. And make sure you're checking out my sponsors and equipment that I use in my entire gaming setup in the description below. That's going to do it for me. Thank you guys so much for stopping by here today. I'm out.